up and down the coast, from the beaches to the valleys. At 5, this is KEYT News Channel 3, where the news comes first.
Coming up on News Channel 3 at 5, a normal fishing trip turns into something special for a Central Coast family. A tattered and torn message in a bottle contains a surprise invitation. And a smash and grab at a popular Santa Barbara mall. Why police say these thieves knew what they were doing. But first, a second Dallas nurse comes down with Ebola as officials at hospitals and travelers scramble to stay safe. News Channel 3 at 5 starts right now. Good evening, everybody. I'm CJ Ward.
And I'm Beth Farnsworth. A Texas nurse who is the second hospital worker diagnosed with Ebola was on an airplane earlier this week. Here is the very latest of what we know. The Dallas nurse is Amber Vinson. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is asking the other 132 passengers on Frontier Airlines Flight 1143 from Cleveland to Dallas-Fort Worth on Monday to give the agency a call so they can be monitored. The nurse developed a fever the next morning and last night tested positive for Ebola. Infected Ebola patients are not considered contagious until they have symptoms. If you were on that flight, the CDC wants to hear from you. The number is right there, 1-800-CDC-INFO. Again, that number you will find on our website.
And we have Marcy Gonzalez live in Dallas with the very latest on this.
This latest healthcare worker to be infected has just landed in Atlanta, where she'll be cared for by experts with experience in treating Ebola patients. Her case, though, raising some serious new concerns.
Ebola patient Amber Vinson wearing a hazmat suit, walking onto that specialized biocontainment plane, taking her to Emory University Hospital in Atlanta. After nurse Nina Pham, Vinson is now the second healthcare worker to contract the virus while treating the Ebola patient who died at this Dallas hospital last week.
What we've been doing here today is reviewing exactly what we know about what's happened in Dallas and how we're going to make sure that something like this is not repeated.
Vinson and Pham, part of a team of 77 people who cared for Thomas Eric Duncan, all being monitored, but their travel not restricted. Something the head of the CDC says may have been a mistake after learning that Vinson was on a plane Monday, traveling on Frontier Airlines from Cleveland to Dallas just one day before she started showing symptoms.
It's definitely very concerning.
The head of the CDC addressing those concerns today, saying there was little risk to other passengers.
But we're putting into place extra margins of safety, and that's why we're contacting everyone who was on that flight.
Vinson's neighbors also contacted, her home and apartment complex where she lives alone being decontaminated, as health officials continue looking into how she and Pham were infected despite wearing protective gear. Still concerned that some of the other healthcare workers who cared for Duncan and are now on administrative leave could also have Ebola.
And we're told nurse Nina Pham will continue being cared for here at this hospital for now. She is listed in good condition. Live in Dallas, Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News. Now back to you.
Texas hazmat crews are now decontaminating the residences of those two nurses with Ebola. News Channel 3 spoke with a local crew in Goleta who say although they are not ready for an outbreak here in California, the process of preparing for a hazmat cleanup is the same. It's all about protection. Workers wear an airtight suit, 2 pairs of gloves, face mask, and a hood.
Right now, the way the crews are handling it would be very similar to what we would do, except their equipment is the next level up for protective gear because of the necessity of this particular virus.
Hazmat teams use the buddy system from start to finish during the cleanup that helps prevent decontamination or contamination. Local ServPro operations manager Brian Dutter says he doesn't think Ebola will spread to California, but if it does, his team will be ready. And for the very latest on the Ebola outbreak, visit KEYT.com.
We now know the identity of the UCSB student killed in a weekend Amtrak accident. The Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department says 26-year-old Ming Yuyu Wan was part of the university's Visiting Scholars program. The Chinese consulate and UCSB helped sheriffs notify the next of kin of her death. These scholars and friends were taking pictures on the train trestle at Vista Point when they were hit by a southbound Amtrak train. 2 others hit are recovering from their injuries this evening.
A vigil is being held right now for a formerly defrocked pastor. Students in Isla Vista say that Frank Schaefer is a champion of gay rights. News Channel 3's Tracy Lair is live at the University Methodist Church in IV with the story. And Tracy, Schaefer is fairly new to the area.
He sure is. He was in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, and then he was defrocked but reinstated and was asked by a bishop to move here to minister to students at the University Methodist Church here in Isla Vista. But he's having a big meeting with the church council that starts next Wednesday, and that's why this prayer vigil is happening. And he's joining me right now. This is Reverend Frank Schaefer. Thanks for talking to us. What is your message to people about, why you decided to officiate your son's gay marriage and why you're sort of being a champion for gay rights?
Well, it's very simple. It was an act of love. That's how I see it. I didn't mean to be rebellious, but I did it as an act of love to my son. And later on in the trial, I stood for my son and for all those that are LGBTQ in our church and beyond. I just had to do what I had to do. I had to stand up for my children and for all the community. And so here I am. I'm facing another hearing in exactly 1 week from now. I'm a little nervous, but tonight I feel great because there's so much support. All my friends are here.
Thank you.
To pray.
We'll talk to you more on the news at 6. Again, you just heard from Reverend Frank Schaefer, and this prayer vigil will get underway, and we'll bring more information about a controversial issue in the church over same-sex marriage. Reporting live in Isla Vista, Tracy Lair, News Channel 3.
Okay, thank you, Tracy. Glass shattered and an alarm went off, but burglars got away with jewelry during an early morning break-in at Macy's and La Cumbre Plaza. Santa Barbara police surrounded the store, but the thieves were gone quickly, and a number of display cases cleared out. Investigators say the burglars broke into the store from the Hope Avenue side of the property by breaking through glass doors and then getting past security gates.
They made entry into the premises, attacked the jewelry cases, which were located nearby that point of entry, and in a matter of minutes had stolen a quantity of jewelry and left.
Police have not released the value of the jewelry taken. The store does have video cameras, but so far, suspect descriptions and images have not been released.
Some areas up and down the coast saw drizzle today. Let's turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Alan Rose. And Alan, it sounds like we got enough to actually measure it in some places.
Yes, CJ, exactly right. Some places did see a little bit of measurable rainfall. Lompoc, the big winner, and I use big winner sort of an exaggerated state, only 2/100ths of an inch. Vandenberg picking up at about a trace of precipitation earlier today. Slow Cal Poly just over 1/100th of an inch and just a trace amount out at the San Luis Obispo Airport. Here's the cold front this morning. About 12 hours ago, 5 o'clock, it was slicing through Santa Barbara County. It has since pushed well off to the east. No rain with it anymore. Most of that precipitation did fall up to our north. Tonight, some clouds moving in behind that. So overall tonight, we will continue to see a partly to mostly cloudy sky out there, and that's what we're seeing right now at this 5 o'clock hour. It's 74 in Santa Barbara, 73 in Goleta, mild as well for Santa Ynez and Santa Maria, both spots checking in at 73 degrees. I'll be back on a little bit later in the newscast. We're tracking a few more storms. Will they be hits, or is it another round of near misses? We'll have the answer and that full forecast coming your way.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Coming up, an alert for pet owners.
An extremely contagious and sometimes deadly virus has infected dogs in Santa Barbara County. We'll tell you exactly what to watch out for. But first,
he had it held up and he was pointing at it. I just thought it was really cool.
a local family's fishing trip turns into so much more. The special message in a bottle coming up on News Channel 3 at 5.
I need to shop around for car insurance because I just bought a new car. I saw a TV commercial for CompareNow.com, so I checked them out. The quote process was simple. I put in my information and all these different quotes showed up so I can compare. I saved over $1,200 a year. CompareNow.com was the best deal. Who could pass that up? Even if you're not buying a new car, you should still compare car insurance prices. I recommend CompareNow.com.
Just a few years ago, when the economy went bust, cuts to local fire service were devastating. We can't go back. Not with the worst drought in history and fires raging north and south. Props 1 and 2 protect the water and the fire services we need. Prop 1 saves water for droughts. Prop 2 makes the legislature save in good times so that firefighters don't come off the line when times are bad. Vote yes on 1 and 2. Save water, save money, save California.
I'm Lois Capps, and I approve this message.
What do you know about Chris Mitchum? Mitchum wants to privatize Social Security and eliminate Medicare's guaranteed benefits. Mitchum supports more drilling off the Central Coast and denies the existence of climate change. He wants to slash education funding and even eliminate the Department of Education. Mitchum supports insurance companies charging women more than men. No wonder the Tribune called him a Tea Party darling. Chris Mitchum, not for us.
This week, Made in America. More than 150 reports and counting, creating jobs. And now, David Muir and the one staple at the grocery store in your kid's lunch. Suddenly, they're hungry for it overseas. What is it? Can we make it fast enough? On World News Tonight with David Muir.
A Santa Paula man arrested for running a dog fighting ring pleaded guilty to 5 misdemeanor counts of failing to care for animals. The question now is, what happens to all of the dogs he once owned? News Channel 3 reporter Kelsey Gerkins joins us live from Santa Paula tonight. And Kelsey, hopefully these dogs can be adopted.
CJ, the dogs in this case are being housed here at the Santa Paula Animal Rescue Center, and the center has been taking care of them since March. And CJ, the dogs will soon be available for adoption.
Virtue of his sentencing, cannot even own animals, so they will become ours. They will be altered, spay and neutered, and then they'll be available for adoption.
Silvana Duran's dogs were seized after officers found more than a dozen dogs covered in blood with extensive injuries. Yesterday, Duran pleaded guilty to 5 misdemeanor counts of failure to care for animals. The judge sentenced him to 30 days in the work release program and 36 months of probation. Duran was also ordered to pay restitution and not to own or possess any animals while on probation. Because Duran can no longer own animals, the 16 dogs currently being housed at the shelter will be put up for adoption. And after 7 months of care, training, and love, Santa Paula Rescue Center thinks these dogs are now ready to find their forever homes.
I most definitely think they're good family dogs. I think they always were. I think they were just very scared animals where they were being housed. It was a bad situation where they were being kept, and to put them in a friendly atmosphere where they know they're being taken care of, they can feel the love that they're being given. It makes a huge difference. Yeah.
For more information about Spark and how you can adopt these dogs, head over to our website at KEYT.com. Reporting live in Santa Paula, Kelsey Gerkins, News Channel 3.
Okay, thanks, Kelsey. An outbreak of a highly contagious disease has infected 5 dogs in northern Santa Barbara County. Officials at the Santa Maria Animal Shelter say they've seen more pet owners not vaccinating their dogs, even if it means their animals could die if they contract the parvovirus. The vaccine protects dogs from the disease. Officials say parvo is not just for puppies. If your dog is a full-grown dog, it can easily become sick with parvo if it's not vaccinated. Some locals make a major find on a nearby beach.
Details ahead on the special message in a bottle.
And on this live cam view in Ojai, a lot of clouds still out there tonight across the Ojai Valley. No rain reported across much of Ventura County, but still tracking a few storms out there tonight for the weekend and next week. We'll let you know about its potential impacts when we come back.
I am so excited to visit my grandkids. They grow so fast.
See, I told you it was nice. And it will take us right to the train.
Amtrak California travels to more than 130 destinations. Imagine the possibilities.
Tell me more about the Charter Spectrum Triple Play.
You mean the best TV, internet, and voice?
Charter Spectrum Triple Play.
TV.
200 free in Sweet HD. 10,000 on demand. Instantly. I'm not just the operator. Dish to dish, I'm your liberator.
Charter Spectrum TV. Just $29.99. Call 1-844-552-999. Charter Spectrum high speed means no slow down. 60 megs. I like the way that sounds.
Say goodbye to DSL. Say hello to Fast As.
Charter Spectrum Internet. Just $29.99. Call
1-844-552-999. Charter Spectrum Voice Unlimited Talk.
Zero fees and features that rock.
Crystal clear connection. Say hi.
Charter Raiders standing by. Charter Spectrum Voice. Just $29.99. Call
1-844-552-999.
Yeah.
1-844-552-999.
The lightest or nothing. The smartest or nothing. The quietest or nothing. The sleekest, sexiest, baddest, safest, tightest, harshest, or nothing. At Mercedes-Benz, we do things one way or we don't do them at all. Introducing the all-new C-Class. The best or nothing.
You get it. You love to get dirty, but clean up nice. You handle all the little twists and turns with confidence and poise. You get that feeling when you carve those turns, charge the hills to the Sierra. Yeah, but it's the way Honda performs 50,000, 100,000, heck, 200,000 miles down the road that tells you. It's got substance over style, and it's got hella style. So when your Central Coast Honda dealer has special offers on a new Honda, you know what to do. You get it.
I'm going home for the weekend. It's a surprise.
Would you get me a salad?
Yeah.
Oh, and a coffee too, please.
Okay.
Thanks.
Amtrak California travels to more than 130 destinations. Imagine the possibilities.
A local family got the surprise of their lives last weekend when they went to the beach for a fishing trip, but came back with so much more. It all happened during a high surf advisory this past week at Shell Beach. News Channel 3's Juanita Adame had a chance to talk with the family about their unique find.
It all started with the fishing trip on Sunday afternoon.
There was no spot here. There was nobody on the beach because it was such a high surf.
Despite the high surf warnings, David, his girlfriend Casey, and her daughter Kaya came to Shell Beach anyway.
And we were trying to just find a spot where we could set up our equipment, just our lawn chair, our ice chest, and our umbrella.
The family has been postponing a fishing trip.
On the last 2 weekends, we were trying to get out here.
And after settling on a dry piece of land, they understood why no one was here.
A wave came high around that point right there and washed up onto us. And that's when we realized we needed to get out of there.
The waves hit them pretty hard. In the process, Dave lost his shoe, but found something else.
He came back with a bottle and he had it held up and he was pointing at it.
It was a message in a bottle.
And he was just showing it to us, and I just thought it was really cool. It was tattered and had gotten kind of wet, so we unpeeled it real carefully and laid it out and let the sun dry it.
And according to the date, it's been out at sea for quite some time.
This was dated 2010 from Maui, Hawaii. A little girl sent it out.
Inside the bottle, an invitation.
This long-lost bottle is especially inviting you to Safina's birthday,
with the name and number for a Kim Woodstocker, who they assume is Safina's mom. It's also very likely that Kaya and Safina are around the same age.
I would just want to talk to her.
So she'd like to let Safina know that 4 years after it was written, her bottle made it safe to the beaches of California.
She would just be really excited that somebody actually found it.
In Shell Beach, Juanita Adame, News Channel 3.
Very cool.
That is
I love that story.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Maybe the perfect surf situation to bring some more messages in a bottle for us, Alan.
Right, no big high surf coming at least over the next couple of days, but hey, you never know. Next time around, head out to the beaches and look for some messages in a bottle. Great song by Sting, by the way, and the Police.
Yes.
But he's not going to sing, right? We hope.
Wow. All right. I guess that means I should stick to my day job. And look at this. A beautiful shot right there of the Princess cruise ship porting today in Santa Barbara, enjoying a nice afternoon. Even with the cloud cover, still a relatively warm one. Temps into the upper 70s across the south coast. That's about 5 degrees above average, and that morning low was just so mild yet again as we started the day at 66. We've cooled down about 5 degrees since that 79, now seeing 74. Winds lightly coming out of the south at about 6 miles an hour. This right here in the corner of your screen, that's the leftover moisture and cloud cover associated with the cold front that moved through the area this morning. And behind it, some moisture also making its way across central California. But as we're on the backside of the cold front, no more rain in the forecast. And yeah, whatever rain we picked up was modest. We talked about that earlier in the broadcast. Highest spot right around Lompoc with 2/100ths of an inch. So we dry things out tonight, but look off to the west. This is our next developing storm system Friday night into Saturday. Unfortunately, it looks to move into northern California, the northwest. The tail end could skirt our area, so there's about a 20% chance of of an additional shower by Saturday morning for the Central Coast. I do want to take you to the tropics. This is a developing system. This is Tropical Storm Anna, and this right now is wind sustained at 70 miles an hour. Look at the forecast track. Unbelievable that Hawaii could get hit again by a hurricane as we head towards the weekend. Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, it's on the south shore of the Big Island. This one's Maui right here. And look at this, by Sunday morning at 8 o'clock, 75-mile-an-hour winds as it looks to target the south coastline of Oahu. That would be near Honolulu and the Waikiki resort area. So certainly something we will keep a very close eye on. In the meantime, back here, we need some of that rain, but for us, just a mixture of sunshine and clouds for your Thursday. Temperatures should be pretty similar to what we saw today, maybe down a couple of degrees in some spots. 77 in Paso, 70 in Cambria, a beautiful out there in Nipomo, 73 degrees there, 73 in Ventura, and 77 tomorrow in the Ojai Valley. Santa Barbara 7-day forecast, little change through Saturday. And it's a little bit warmer Sunday, some further warming out there Tuesday into Wednesday. And we also are watching a secondary storm on Monday, but again, a similar track to what we just saw in the Saturday storm, which means rain chances not looking that impressive. Now in Santa Maria and San Luis Obispo, there's about a 20% chance of a shower or some drizzle on Saturday morning. Otherwise, not looking at any significant storms in our forecast, at least in this part of the state, but some gorgeous weather. So if we can't get the rain, we might as well enjoy the beautiful conditions and weather that at least is not too hot.
Right.
Yeah.
No complaints. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Gardening can be fun, but the First Lady takes a turnip and goes viral. We'll show you why.
Then we have tips on how to make sure that your child's Halloween candy is safe to eat this year. This is News Channel 3, where the news comes first.
As an environmentalist and geologist, I am asking you to not be fooled by Measure P. What Measure P really does is ban conventional oil and gas production techniques that have been used here for decades. That makes no sense, and it will shut down our highly regulated domestic production, forcing us to rely more on imported oil. When it comes to environmental concerns, it's important to look at the facts and rely on science. That's what I've done, and that's why I'm voting no on Measure P.
Chris Mitchum is a new kind of leader, a strong, independent voice with a real plan. Mitchum will reform or replace Obamacare to make healthcare more affordable and accessible. And he'll eliminate subsidies for Wall Street so we can afford to reduce the national debt. Mitchum will ensure the economy works for everyone. That's a plan that will put America back on track. That's Chris Mitchum.
I'm Chris Mitchum, and I approve this message because I believe in the future of America. And I know, given the opportunity, we the people can do better.
Turn your car into cash at Check Into Cash.
Turn your car into cash at Check Into Cash.
It's your money. Get it now. We make it quick, easy, and confidential.
Call now or visit checkintocash.com for the Check Into Cash location near you.
Turn your car into cash at Check Into Cash.
Find out what your car is worth.
Go to checkintocash.com and enter your name, make, and model.
Call now or visit checkintocash.com for the Check Into Cash location near you.
Homemade dinner is great, except for the homemade mess. Subway restaurants make dinner easy with the Dinner Time Deal. Just buy any 2 6-inch subs and get 1 6-inch sub of equal or lesser price free after 4 p.m. and all day Sunday. Subway, eat fresh.
Make your plan to make your move to Santa Barbara Honda to score the winning deal. Outstanding selection, special financing, low leases. Like a new Civic, $159 a month. A new Accord, $199 a month. Or a new CRV, $209 a month. And the mighty Credit Wizard will get you the financing you need. And come test drive the all-new 2015 Honda Fit. Honda, now America's most trusted brand. Don't get tackled for a loss. Score the winning deal at Santa Barbara Honda, 475 South Kellogg, and the Kellogg Auto Center, Goleta.
How much do you really need to look your best? From mascara, eyeliner, eyeshadow, we put waterproof makeup through our GMA Investigates Challenge.
We're going to see how our waterproof makeup stands up to a downpour.
So which one is worth your money? Find out tomorrow on ABC's Good Morning America.
Halloween is just a couple of weeks away, and the dangers of what ends up in a kid's trick-or-treat bag is on the mind of every parent. But officials in Colorado, where marijuana is legal, are warning people about how candy made with pot can look very similar to the kind of candy kids eat every day. Clayton Sandell reports.
The most cost-effective way for them to bring that to the market is to use knockoff candy.
Police in Denver, Colorado are trying to take one trick out of this year's trick-or-treating, releasing this warning to parents to be on the lookout for marijuana-infused candy. Colorado is one of only 2 states in the country where recreational marijuana can be sold legally. The problem, say police and marijuana businesses, is that pot-infused candy looks identical to regular candy.
The problem is that some of these products look so similar to candy that's been on the market that we've eaten as children that there's really no way for a child or a parent or anybody, even an expert in the field, to tell you whether or not a product is infused or not.
It's not just Colorado. Last year in Canada, kids ended up in the emergency room after eating lollipops laced with synthetic marijuana. And in Los Angeles, the LAPD also warned parents about edible pot packaged to look just like candies kids are used to eating. So what should a parent do?
Any candy that your child is going to get should be in a sealed, professional, commercial-grade bag. It should not be, they should not consume anything that is in a homemade bag, especially from a neighborhood or from a house that you are not familiar with.
Clayton Sandell, ABC News, Denver.
The White House is pink for a great cause. It's for October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is a live shot. The north side of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue all lit up. The color change at the White House marks an annual tradition first started under the Bush administration back in 2008. The First Lady isn't afraid of getting her hands dirty. She was joined by several kids to harvest vegetables at the White House garden today.
Turn up for what?
That little clip has gone viral. Mrs. Obama recorded it in response to a question during a Twitter Q&A. A President Obama impersonator asked her how many calories she burns when she turns up. That's a reference to the hit song, Turn Down for What? So, of course, Mrs. Obama turned it into an opportunity to push veggies and her healthy eating initiative and her cool moves. Well, Music Festival is making a lot of noise for a great cause.
Details ahead on the local event for all of you music lovers out there. That's coming up on News Channel 3.
Bishop Diego High School's state-of-the-art Multimedia Art and Technology Center is now open. Learn hands-on with the latest equipment and technology. Courses vary from beginner to advanced in multimedia art and technology, including graphic art, audio engineering, production, and creative writing. Bishop Diego invites all 8th graders to schedule a shadow day. Visit bishopdiego.org for more information.
Old cell phones collecting in a drawer? Computer just die? Staring at a broken coffee maker? The city of Santa Barbara is hosting 2 days of free e-waste collection. Friday and Saturday, October 24th and 25th. Simply drive up and our workers will unload your items. This event is free. E-waste is anything that runs on a plug or batteries. For more information, call 564-5631 or visit santabarbaraca.gov/recycling.
Just a few years ago, when the economy went bust, cuts to local fire service were devastating. We can't go back. Not with the worst drought in history and fires raging north and south. Props 1 and 2 protect the water and the fire services we need. Prop 1 saves water for droughts. Prop 2 makes the legislature save in good times so that firefighters don't come off the line when times are bad. Vote yes on 1 and 2. Save water, save money, save California.
I'm Lois Capps and I approve this message.
What do you know about Chris Mitchum? Mitchum wants to privatize Social Security and eliminate Medicare's guaranteed benefits. Mitchum supports more drilling off the Central Coast and denies the existence of climate change. He wants to slash education funding and even eliminate the Department of Education. Mitchum supports insurance companies charging women more than men. No wonder the Tribune called him a Tea Party darling. Chris Mitchum, not for us.
We all need car insurance, and the way I do it is by searching online. I saw CompareNow.com and decided to check it out. I put in my information, and then all these quotes from a bunch of different companies came up side by side so I could compare. Once I saw the prices, I couldn't believe it. I went to some of the other auto insurance companies just to double check. I ended up saving over $700 a year. I highly recommend CompareNow.com.
We have breaking news to show you, this is out of Atlanta. This is the second patient infected with Ebola in the United States, and this was the nurse who was also treating Thomas Duncan.
Yeah, Amber Vinson, she was infected in Dallas. She has been transferred now to Emory University Hospital in Atlanta. She is obviously in that bioprotected ambulance there with a crew that's protected in full suits as well. And they just pulled up to the front of the hospital just moments ago.
That's right. So we will keep you posted on this situation as well. The New Noise Music Festival and Conference takes place over the next 5 days in Santa Barbara.
There will be 50 bands in 5 locations performing pop, rock, reggae, and cutting-edge independent music. Music lovers can expect to see a number of rising stars on local stages.
As we try to get the bands that you're going to see at the Bowl, hopefully someday, and see them in a club, intimate environment. Get a badge, you can go in and out of our clubs. Check out a whole bunch of different stuff is the idea. We have about 4 bands on each showcase, which is not usual. Usually we have 2 or 3 bands on a showcase at a normal show. So they get the interaction with other touring bands.
Sunday will be a street party with live bands in the Funk Zone, along with the free music conference featuring musicians, agents, and promoters. The big deal happens every year. Big crowds expect nice weather for it, too, I bet.
Yeah, it's going to be nice this weekend, 70s.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.
We're back here at 6. Hope to see you then.